As late 50s Gen Xers, our lives aren't looking too shabby at all. But if we'd applied these tips in our early 40s, our lives would look even better.
I'm Ange, and this is Sporty. Welcome to Mostly Mindful, where we encourage you to buy less, do more, and live simply and sustainably in the city.
So we've been thinking about it, and 40 seems like a weird age. Well, it is actually a weird age. It's a little bit like being 12, but with like extra wrinkles. At 12, you're not a child anymore. And you're also not a teenager, so you've got this, you're sort of in this state of limbo. It's pretty much the same at 40. You're not young or at the peak of your age or whatever, and you're not old, so you have a similar sense of limbo.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people this brings on a feeling of angst and often sets off it could even be an onset of a midlife crisis, but we think that 40 is actually the perfect age to take stock of your life and rejig things to make sure that you are well set up for the second half of your life and you're healthier and happier all around.
Yeah, so the reason why we think 40 is such a good age to start looking at things like this is because firstly, in terms of your finances, you've got a much longer working life left in you.
Yep. You also, exercising is easier. You're not in menopause yet, so you don't have to deal with that. You're less creaky. You're not wearing, you don't need glasses for reading. There's a whole bunch of advantages. But an important thing to note is that if you're not in your early 40s, this can work for you as well. Don't just click off now because you think, oh, I'm 50, this can't be for me. We're already in our late 50s and we're still applying these tips. So it's good if you're in your early 40s, but any age is good to start new habits.
And a lot of them we didn't apply in our 40s. A lot of them we only started into our 50s, and they have made a huge difference for us. So keep watching. Women are notoriously bad at taking care of themselves. We tend to put everybody and everything before anything that is in the realm of self-care for us.
We were particularly bad at self-care when we were younger. We worked way too hard, and then we partied way too hard as in a way to
let the hair down.
Yeah, to let the hair down and decompress from working too hard. And the thing is, when you're younger, your body can take it, but when you're older, it can't. So
you bounce back quite quickly, and now not so much.
Yeah, so we've realized that self-care is so important, and we've identified a few areas that you really need to focus on.
Yeah, so the top 3 are eat, move, sleep. So eat well, exercise regularly, and get the right amount of sleep that's good for you.
Yeah, and sleep is probably the most important one. They say it's the foundation of good health, and then the others like eating and exercising are pillars of good health.
Yeah, so it's a cornerstone. Sleep is the cornerstone of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know because I'm struggling at the moment in between menopause and the cat waking us up. I am not sleeping well and I'm feeling it. So, yeah.
And guess who's sleeping right now?
Yes, the
Just
cat.
saying.
The teenager.
Yeah, under the blanket. Anyway, we're not bitter and twisted about it.
The other things to really focus on as women are your health checks. Your mammograms, pap smears, colonoscopy. All of these things are really important to do as preventative measures.
Yes, I was pretty much against a lot of this stuff when I was younger, purely because I haven't loved the idea of allopathic medicine, and I'm a bit of a baby when it comes to intrusive things. But it's very, very important that you catch things early so that the treatment that you have to have isn't so hectic.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's a very good one. And then obviously do things that bring you joy and relaxation as much as you can.
Yeah.
You know, try and institute some habits. You know, once a week maybe take yourself off for a massage or a walk on the beach or whatever you like to do.
Me time.
Me time.
Me time's important.
Yeah.
We first tried our hand at meditating way back in 2006, but it didn't stick back then. And fortunately, we got into the habit again, I think around about 2018. And since then, it definitely has stuck. And the benefits we've noticed they're literally off the charts. I mean, especially for me as somebody who suffers from anxiety. But you said that it helps you with focus and productivity as well. It's just, I'd say, hands down, one of the best ways to stay sane in a busy world nowadays.
Meditation is really sneaky. You actually only notice how it enhances your overall sense of being when you don't do it. Ange and I meditate twice a day, and it's made the hugest difference.
It absolutely has. We came across a funny story quite some time ago, because often people, when we talk to anyone and suggest that they meditate, most people have got resistance and they'll say they don't have the time. But we came across this story from the Dalai Lama, where a reporter asked him how long he meditates for, and he said an hour in the morning. And then the reporter said, well, what do you do on busy days? And he said, then I meditate for 2 hours. Which is so funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
that just goes to show what the benefits are. It means that you will have more focus and be more calm, so you can get more done in the day.
Exactly. It also reminded me of that quote. Someone said, if I have to chop down a tree, then I'll spend 4 hours sharpening the saw or something. I'll find the quote, because now I've just blubsed the whole thing. I thought it was great.
That is a good one. Yeah, you need to sharpen the saw so you can cut down the tree. If you're new to meditating, starting small is the key. So you can just do like 1 minute every morning at the same time, so that it starts building that habit.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's also apps though. There's so many apps nowadays for things. So it's another way. I think one of the popular ones is Headspace, but there's so many others that you can use to help you get into a meditation practice. But it's just like, we can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, so if you feel like you can't do it on your own, or your mind is too busy for you to meditate, then just use an app and let it take you along.
Yep.
It's fabulous.
Instead of focusing on what you don't have, take the time to focus on what you do have. There's been so much research done that proves gratitude makes such a big difference in your life. It can reduce depression, it can lessen anxiety, and it makes you feel better to notice the things that you do have rather than what you don't have.
It also relieves stress.
As an added bonus.
Yes. When you take the time to notice the good stuff in your life, it instantly makes you feel better.
Exactly. What is that saying? Energy flows where attention goes.
So if you focus on the negative stuff, you're gonna feel negative about your life. And if you focus on the good stuff, you're going to attract more good stuff in your life.
Exactly. This is not woo-woo. This is grounded in science, and it actually works. Never stop learning. My mum passed away from Alzheimer's, so obviously this is something that is on my mind a lot. And we came across this amazing TED Talk recently by Lisa Genova. And in it, she gave some tips for how to prevent the onset of Alzheimer's. And what it boiled down to was increasing something she called your cognitive reserve. And she said that even if you've never focused on your health, or you've got the genetic markers that make you predisposed for Alzheimer's, you can still make a big difference and avoid the disease. She said that the important thing you need to do is to forge new neural pathways. And she gave a few ways to do this.
She makes the point of saying that crossword puzzles, which is what we all sort of drift towards when we think of doing mental exercises, are not the thing, because you're basically just retrieving stuff out of your memory. You're not forging new neural pathways. So her suggestions are reading new material, meeting new friends, watching TED Talks and that kind of thing.
So make sure that you watch her TED Talk to get all the information. It's very sobering, but it's also very helpful and insightful and well worth a watch.
Makes you wake up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. We did some research. There are other things that you can do as well. I think like juggling.
Yes, juggling.
Playing chess, which she didn't mention, but it's actually a really good one.
Further education, like online courses and workshops, are also a really good one.
Yeah.
And then lastly, engaging with groups and communities is a very big point. Specifically people that are younger than you. There's so much you can learn from younger people and staying up to date. In my career, I've had the opportunity of always working with younger teams, which has been an absolute godsend, and is also the reason why in our relationship I'm the one that is a lot more tech savvy.
Even though she's older.
Because the industry that I was working in and the people that I was working with moves at such a fast pace, and because I had them right there to discuss what was happening, it helped me really stay abreast with things, and I think that's one of the most important things you can do to forge those pathways. A strong support network can provide guidance, motivation and emotional support as you work towards your goals. Friends, family members and a community that uplifts and encourages you is priceless. As we age, social networks seem to shrink, and research shows that the older we become, the more important these relationships are.
There have actually been studies that have proven that as you get older, these social connections are so important, and people without them have been shown to die prematurely from a range of different things just because of being socially isolated. Yeah. And they also, in conjunction with our previous point, being socially isolated also brings on Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and dementia.
Yeah,
there's a
higher risk.
50% increased risk.
Yeah.
In the blue zones, which are areas in the world where their populations are the happiest and the oldest, or get the oldest and are the happiest, community plays a massive role in their overall well-being and way of life.
They've got some really practical suggestions for helping you be more sociable. They suggest volunteering, which is something that we've started doing again recently, and it's really had a great impact on our lives. They also suggest walking your dog regularly, to which I added the point that if you don't have a dog, borrow one, because it is a great way to get out there and meet other people.
And they also suggest that you do weekly activities with people, groups.
I mean, you could join a chess club, a bridge club, a hiking club,
a knitting club,
a gardening club, coffee club.
We've got our own coffee club.
Cafe
Come
Clutch.
join. Cafe Clutch.
Clutch, is it a clutch? Is that German?
Yeah, German. That's the like a coffee chat.
Coffee chat.
Coffee Clutch. Embrace change and be open to new things. As we get older, it's important to move ahead and evolve. Whether it's learning new skills, starting a new hobby, or making changes to your lifestyle. If you do any of these three, you'll make sure that you're nimble and flexible for whatever the future holds in your life. The world is changing at such a rapid pace, so huge benefit to being open to change.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's no stopping it. Like, things change all the time, the world carries on, and you can either embrace it or you can hide away from it, and one is going to benefit you and the other won't.
Yeah. And you can't stay up to date with everything.
No.
There's just, even the younger people today are saying it's crazy, there's too much stuff, too much input. But I think just pick a lane and stay abreast there,
At least try and do a few things so that you don't end up not being able to do things for yourself. For example,
that's such a good point.
Yeah, like maybe it's communicating via WhatsApp, maybe it's being able to do your own online banking.
Yes.
Like a lot of older people we've noticed here, you would always go into the bank to do your banking, and now it's an online thing. If you don't stay abreast, now your kid or grandkid even is going to have to do that for you.
Yeah.
And this again is where you're much better at it than I am. We always bring up my Auntie Margaret, who's just like, she just embraces everything, which is probably why she's turning 94 this year and is still
WhatsApping us with emojis.
Yes, and
lovely.
So, I think the thing here is just to embrace.
Yeah, change is inevitable. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, just embrace it. It's fun.
It's life. Good.
The old days were great, the new days are better.
Let's go.
Aristotle said that humans are teleological, which essentially means that we're purpose-driven. And in The How of Happiness, Sonja Lieber-Mirsky, who's a professor of psychology at the University of California, says that happy people have projects.
People who strive for something personally significant, whether it's learning a new craft, changing careers, or raising moral children, are far happier than those who don't have strong dreams or aspirations. Find a happy person and you'll find a project. So we're busy building this YouTube channel, and it's given us so much to learn, so many challenges and so much joy, that's definitely one of those things, a project that keeps pushing us, pushing our boundaries.
Yeah, I think before we didn't really have projects, or maybe not, I suppose you don't have to have a joint project, but we didn't really have projects at all before, and this one is really, it's hard and challenging, but it's brought so many rewards as well.
Yeah. One of the best things for me is how we've connected with people out there, the comments we're getting, and just, it's been wonderful.
Yeah. Other added bonus is that it means that there's no time for us to just loll about and be unproductive anymore. No more lolling on not a couch in our case, but on the floor, eating Oreos and watching series.
Yeah.
That ship has sailed.
We're not really sharing anything new here. It's not groundbreaking or earth-shattering. And you probably know all these things already anyway. And if you're in your early 40s, you're thinking you've got all this time left to get this stuff done. Here's the thing. Every year you postpone doing something for yourself, self-improvement, self-care, is another missed opportunity for a better future.
Remember, the compound effect works both ways. Small positive changes made over a consistent period will reap great results. But likewise, small negative habits over a long period of time can yield disastrous results as well. Do a quick inventory of your current status quo. Now imagine how your life would look in 15 years if you didn't put these tips into practice. Now, take a moment to think what your life might look like if you did put these tips into practice.
We are willing to bet that the second scenario is much more appealing. Make the effort, put in the work, and the rewards will be worth it. I almost forgot that one.
And the rewards will be worth it.
And the rewards will be worth it.
Right. We will see you next week for more Simple Living
escapades.
Bye-bye.
figure out.
Exactly. I'm just happy whenever I can say exactly.
Yeah.